everybody. Yeah, we're on our way to winter. Yes, we've passed the point of June the 21st, which is the longest day, which means the days start getting shorter. So a pessimist like me says, hey, we're on our way to winter. Anyway, welcome back to Motorcycle Junkie. They're fucking good quality indicators. Look, I want to bust already. What a load of shite. Oh well. Another job. Anyway, right, plan today, hopefully, is to get this all bolted up and carb on, potentially running. Don't know. We'll see how much I can be bothered to do. And you'll see from my lack of videos that I have been a little bit can't be asked to go into the shed mood for the last few weeks. So yeah, I've been doing other things. I'll tell you what I've been doing. Nothing to do with bikes, but yeah, I made this little kegerator. So it's a fridge. Well, it is still a fridge. And I've got a gas bottle down there with a gas pipe going into it. And then I've got all my homebrew barrels and shit like that. And then that's drilled up through the top there, out through the taps. So I've got my own little bar. Yeah, anyway, what the fuck's that got to do with bikes, Carl? Nothing. I just like beer as well. Anyway, got some bolts off eBay. Not the cheapest way to buy them, to be honest with you, but hopefully they'll suffice as engine bolts. And we've also got this little cover to deal with here, which goes on the side of the engine. Now I did repair it with JB Weld, because that's what it should look like, that bottom one. But the top ones have pulled through. I'll try to show you. Getting fucking focus. There you go, that's the bottom one. And then the top have pulled through, so there's nothing to hold it on. So I'm probably just going to get some longer bolts and washers, and I'll do all three of them so it looks the same, and bodge that on. It'll be safe. I don't think it does much, to be honest. Just a cosmetic cover, although there is a rubber seal on there. I don't know why though, because I'm pretty sure no oil comes through there. Anyway, we digress. Let's see if I ordered the right size fucking bolts for starters, shall we? So these are for the front of the engine case in there. Ordered a bag of 10, I only need 2, but I'll just put them away to lose later. Do you think we need a washer on there? Don't know whether we do or not, but I'll put one on and see if I can find some washers. Bum, 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 bum. Should we go second hand or new? Let's treat her first. Let's treat her for some new today. No expense there on this time. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a washer on. Don't know if I should, but I'm going to. I'm sure some smart ass in there will tell me if I'm wrong. And then for the other side, no washer, because I'm using these flange nuts here. They've got like a serration on the edge, which presumably are for biting into the metal and sort of locking it in place. Anyway, let's see if I've ordered the right size and whether I can get them in. Get in, you bastard. I'm stopping that. Nothing's tight, so in theory I should just be able to jiggle it in, jiggle it a little bit. As stated on some sitcom somewhere that I can't remember the name of, Hope and all else. I don't know. We go off on all sorts of tangents, don't we? Right, come on, what's stopping you? Why wouldn't they go in? Let me get a screwdriver, see if we can persuade the thread to line up. Yes, I've not heard this run for some considerable time. It's being a twat. Right, let me fuck about with that and I'll just turn the camera on. Hang on a sec. Right, that's done. Got them in, got them tightened. In fact, I've got everything tightened. The exhaust, everything. Foot pegs, engine, top mount, you name it, it's tight. Probably carb next. I've got it here actually. And what I really ought to do is clean it internally, strip it down, but I can't be arsed. And as far as I remember, it was working okay. That rubber O-ring don't look great though. I wonder if I've got another one. Well, I know I've got O-rings, but whether I've got one that will do that and whether it's petrol resistant, the latter I don't know. Time will tell. So let's bring it out here because I can't see a fucking thing. Let's gotta find the bolts. You know I'm like with bolts. Can't find fuck all. Try and get that over the airbox, which with cheap Chinese aged rubber, it's not always that easy. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not super supple, but it's going to kind of work. Okay, right. That's on there. Is that going to work? I'll find myself a couple of bolts. I've got a couple of bolts, but whether they're the right ones or not, but I think they are. This engine's, as I said earlier, it's not been run for a long time. I've had this bike a fair while now, and it's actually never ever been run with this new head on it. So, will it run? As many YouTube videos all say. That's in a fucking awkward place. If I had small little Chinese hands, like childlike hands. I'm not making any suggestion there, but child labour or nothing like that, I wouldn't dare. But anyway, you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to spare you hearing me swear at the bolts because I can't get at them, and we'll switch it on when that's on. Alright, that's that on. I have got to connect up the various bits and pieces, the slide. Just passing on a little bit of information here, which you guys, most of you will know anyway, but when you put these slides in, on that slide there, on this side of the slide, you're getting complicated, you'll see that's ramped up, so it's, I don't know well that comes out on the camera, but it's ramped up, so the idle screw screws into that, so you can imagine that's sort of in like that, and then when you screw the idle screw in, which goes into that slot, because it's ramped up, the further you screw the screw in, the higher that will come up, and then that's what effectively is giving you more throttle, adjusting your idle. So I just thought I'd pass on that little nugget, not that you didn't know. What is it a certain YouTuber says, but you knew that, didn't you? Although I don't think he says it much nowadays, probably because people keep taking the piss out of him for saying it. Those who know will know. Anyway, right, as I've just said, this is the idle screw. It's just there, so we need to make sure that that ramp is facing this way. If you ever screw your throttle in and you start it up, and with no throttle at all, it's revving its fucking nuts off, it will more than likely be because you put this slide in facing the wrong way and it's sitting too high. So anyway, let me try and get that in. I've pushed it through that engine mount, so I don't know if it's meant to, so, and there's an annoying little gasket on the top there which is going to be damn near impossible to get where I need it to be. But let's, do you think it would have been a good idea to put this slide in before I bolted the fucking carb on? But if I'm right, and I think I am, I've got to take it off again. If you ever want to change your throttle on one of these Chinese pieces of shite, then you've got to take the carb off to do it, because I can't see any other way of doing that. Yeah. Right, again, I'm going to turn the camera off camera, because it's uninteresting. I'm going to unbolt that carb again. I might unbolt it here actually, it'd be easier. But I'm going to unbolt the carb, get the slide in. I'm going to connect up some of these electrical connections, and I'm going to pop the battery in. And when I come back, hopefully, we might be able to stick a petrol pipe on it, run a little bit of fuel on it, if I've got any. Have I got any fuel? And fire the bastard up. Have I got any fuel? There's a little drop in there, it's been there a while though. Right, let me get them food jobs done, come back, and hopefully by the time I come back, assuming this battery's got any charge in it, that is, we might be in a position to fire it up. Right, back soon. Right, I think we're ready to go for a start. So let me show you what I've done. So those two wires there, we've connected up. We'll worry about tidying and routing next time. Starter connector bolted on, there's no chain so I ain't going anywhere. I haven't connected the clutch up. Carb bolted on. We've got the battery earth bolted on just there. We've got the battery on. I don't know if there's any charging that. We'll find out in a minute because I genuinely haven't tried this. Oh, hang on. Sparky plug. We ain't going to get far without that fucker, are we? So, is that tight? Yeah, I think so. Oil. I think I'll put oil in it. Let me just have a look. Yep, we've got oil. Okay, for fuel, it don't need to run for long, so I've just attached that small piece of rubber pipe there. Filled that up with petrol so the carb's full. Doesn't appear to be leaking. Engine run. Let's go for it. Do we got any clock lights? Any horn? No. Indicators. Yep, they're working. Right. Contact. What a letdown. Flat battery, obviously. Let me go to my car. I've got a little jump pack in there. Let's attach that to it. Back soon. Right, take two. Jump pack attached. So I also just noticed, this pissed me off a bit. Do you remember this brand new headlight I fitted? Well, it's fucked. Smashed. No idea how I've done that. But things like that do tend to piss me off. Right, anyway, let's try it again. Right, we've got fuel, we've hopefully got power now. Take two. Oh, she sounds a bit rattly. I think them, I thought I'd done them tappets, but obviously tappets need doing. They're banging away like good uns, which I thought I'd done them, but obviously didn't do them properly, did I? Amateurs. Right, I'm just going to up the old idle a bit, just see if we can get her to tick over. I mean, it is cold. She's running. Oh, the broken headlight works. Tachometer's not working. Running out of fuel now. Yeah, there she goes. Yeah, the reason that they rev up when they're running out of fuel is because the mixture's getting yeah, more air than fuel because there's no fuel. So yeah, right. Okay, well, that's a good start. It runs reasonably well, apart from the tappets wanting doing. Valve clearances, tappets. I'm fucking old school. What is it, tappets? No, it might be tappets on this, isn't it? So anyway, whatever the fuck they are, they want doing. I've got to get myself another headlight. I've also got to get my welder sorted out because there's a little thing here, I don't know if you can see that, but it's broken off. It hits that stop, so the steering is going way further than it should do. So that's got to be sorted out. It's certainly in better shape than when I got it anyway, because nothing was bolted in properly. There was lumps of threaded rod where bolts should be. So yeah, that's where we are. Not sure if I'm going to do any more today because it's hot and I can't be arsed, but then again I might. Right, I will see you guys whenever I next turn the camera on. Cheers. Oh, do you know what, guys, it's thirsty work out here, working on bikes in this heat. Be rude not to, wouldn't it? Flake with that. Cheers guys, catch you later. Oh, there you are. Oh, I did. Right, I've got the top off the engine there to have a look at these valve clearances now. What can I say in my defence? I can't think of anything to say in my defence. I must have had a few of those beers or something when I set these valves up, because how I could get it so dramatically wrong is beyond me. Have a look at this. For fuck's sake. And that one ain't much better, and that one's not I've not even set it to top dead centre yet, so the pressure's not probably off at all. So anyway, I've looked it up, and for both valve, the clearance for that particular bike, according to my Chinese motorcycle manual, is 0.08 millimeters cold, and it is cold now. I've let it cool down, so I am going to set that up at top dead centre. Fucking assholes! It's tight. Anyway, I want to get that off because I need to set it at top dead centre with something. What can I use to get that off? Nope. I've got a big fucking twatty one. That's about the biggest one I've got, I think. Fucking stroll on. Can't get that off. Mole grips. Yeah, while I'm fucking about trying to get that off, I'm going to have a rant, because I like to have a rant. What about my channel locks? I might do it. My welder's fucked, as I've probably mentioned 50 or 60 fucking times on the channel. And I need to get a new one. Let me just move this bike over a bit. Give a fat fuck like me enough room. Yeah, so anyway, it's a Clark and the agent for Clark, the only agent for Clark as far as I know, I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, is Machine Mart. We have a Machine Mart here in Peterborough, so I phoned them and said how much for a replacement torch assembly for my welder. I'm expecting it not to be cheap. I'm expecting it to be £60–70, but it's better than buying a new welder. So first thing they said is, oh, you can't get it here, you've got to ring our parts centre in Nottingham. Okay, now you got the number. I've got it. Yeah, it's 0871. I said, that's a premium rate number. Yeah, that's right. Nah, fuck that. So the cheeky bastards want to charge me a premium rate number. So anyway, there's a website I use called Say No to 0870. So if you get an 0870 number or an 0845 or something like that, website Say No to 0870, and they often give you a cross-reference number, which I found, and I phoned them up on the conventional number, and they've told me £137 for this part. What? For fuck's sake. Oh, it's 6 weeks delivery. What? Oh, and there's £9 post and packing. Post and packing. Yeah, okay. Fuck off. You keep your fucking spare part. I'm going to buy a new welder. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to buy a new welder. It's irritating because I've got a perfectly good Clark 151EN MIG welder that just needs a new torch. Because Machine Mart or Clark or both are arseholes, that's probably going to go in landfill now. Well, I might chuck it on Facebook Marketplace if someone can make use of it, but yeah. So I've just posted on their Facebook page that I'm going to be buying a new one. And it's not going to be Clark, and it's not coming from Machine Mart. I can shove it up there, Harry Hum Bang. So anyway, don't know if you can see that. I can't even see the fucking screen, so I've set that to top dead centre. We've got about 3 foot of play there. So how the fuck I got that so wrong, I don't know. But anyway, they're not come loose, are they? No, I ain't got that as an excuse. Right, we are going to set both of them up to 0.08mm and put it back together, and that should cure that little problem. So yeah, I'm not going to do it on camera, but basically you must have seen this hundreds of times. You loosen that nut off, you wind this in, you shove a feeler gauge in there. Where's me? Come on, open them with one hand. Why can't you open feeler gauges with one hand? Fuck's sake. Yeah, anyway, you shove a feeler gauge in there and you set them to so it's got drag on it and everything. I think I've done it before when I built the engine. Obviously didn't do it properly, but I've done it before. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and do that off camera. Cheers guys, thanks for listening to me rant. Right, tappet's adjusted, cover back on, jump pack attached, no battery, I've got that on charge, but it should run straight off that jump pack all being well. So let's fire it up and see if she sounds better. Should we put the spark plug on? That might help. I often find them better with spark plug leads on. Oh, that's much better. I think the car needs a bit of a clean and tune because it's not revving cleanly, but all that rattling's gone. better. How I got those valve clearances so massively wrong is unreal. So yeah, we'll let that run out of fuel now. Yeah, I think we'll call that a day now. I know I said that last time, but we are now. Lots to do on this. Including some welding. Did I mention my welder? Don't know if I did. Did I mention how irritated I am with machine mark? Oh, I'm not sure. There she goes. I'll die in a minute. I'd rather it do that than if it's a while until I get back to it, then the carb should be dry. There she goes. But yeah, that carb's that's not revving cleanly. The carb will have to come off at some point. There's so much to do on this bike. You wouldn't do it normally. It's just not economically viable. It needs an indicator. It needs another headlight. That's been taped up. Who would tape up a brake line with insulation tape? That's bodged up with tape. The rear brake don't work. The rear slack adjusters are fucked. So much wants doing. But I'm going to do it because I don't know, I'm stupid like that. I spend money on bikes that don't need that are not economically viable. I just like doing it. Right, anyway, I'm going for real now. We'll catch you guys later. Cheers.